welcome. We are here with Mary White today with our quarterly Cooking with Mary.
Quarterly cooking.
Quarterly, and this is our summer one, which today we're going to be doing mushrooms. Right?
Yes, we're going to be doing loaded mushrooms. Get it?
I love it. I love loaded mushrooms.
Loaded mushrooms, and then we're going to do an infused ricotta. And these are going to be great, I'm thinking, for through the end of the summer, but also this is kind of hors d'oeuvre stuff that'll take you through the fall.
Yes. Well, all the end of summer, I know everybody's trying to get their last summer things in, right? Summer barbecues, and then we get good weather still for a bit.
Yeah,
right?
It'll be cool.
Back to school stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, great for all of that.
God. So when the kids finally do go back to school and you're home alone, have some of these mushrooms. It'll be really good. You'll have a much better day.
Yeah. My friends in other states, I'm seeing on social media, all the other states that are going back already.
To school?
I know. Washington's behind. We're one of the last ones to go.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad.
Yeah.
Because this is still half of our summer.
Yeah,
right?
It really is. And I don't know, but this is one of those things that is super easy. Okay. And I want you to be really clear that this is, I hate the word customizable, but it's customizable.
Bespoke.
It's bespoke. You can speak it any way you want. Because again, like most of my recipes, you guys, this is about the method. So try it the way it's written one time and then play around. If you don't want to do ham, that's okay. You don't need ham. You don't even need any meat, tofu, nuts, what else, right? So you want to start?
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot to do something.
Oh, you got to do,
And that is, my name's Caitlin Ryan, Executive Director for the Cannabis Alliance, where we are dedicated to the advancement of a vital, ethical, equitable, and sustainable cannabis industry. One thing that's not in that mission statement, though, is that we also like to have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And always a lot of fun when we're cooking together, Mary. And I don't know if you want to get started, but I love your apron.
Oh, you guys, my apron.
Yeah.
Can I tell you?
Please do. Yeah.
Okay. So I got contacted late last year by the people at Anonymous Buffalo. It's a distributor, branding, marketing, cannabis thing. And anyway, long story short, I now have my own cannabis brand, the Everyday Mary J brand. And
keep talking.
Okay, it's the Everyday Mary J brand. And we're starting with cooking weed. And oh, look, here's some now. But the cool thing about this, you guys, I'm going back to the medical days. This is, let's not worry about dabs and accoutrement and all that stuff. This is
Mary, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. But this is, anybody can do this, okay? In the little bag, you get an ounce of very nice cannabis in a cheesecloth bag, okay? So it tells you all about how to decarb and how to make things. But you take that cheesecloth bag, you decarb it in the bag, in the oven, because it won't burn up. And then you take the same bag and put it in your butter or your oil. And 3 hours later, you got lots of medicine. And it's really specifically designed for us old folks. Because honestly, all that other fancy stuff is great, but really, this is the way we've been doing it for millennia. A plant, a grandma,
a kitchen,
and it's all you need. So Everyday Mary J, my friends, coming soon to a dispensary near you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's fantastic. I literally can't wait.
I know, me too.
Yeah.
So it's pretty soon, really. It should be, soon. You'll see. And I'll be harassing you. Don't worry. But
good.
Let's make some mushrooms.
Let's make some mushrooms.
Okay. Preface this with, these are in no way anything but good old regular creminis. Okay. We're not, infusing psilocybin or lion's mane or any of that stuff. So you guys just calm down. Okay. These are actual mushrooms. The medication, the infusion comes with these with a little bit of infused olive oil. But let me give you some tips here. When you're cooking anything on a baking sheet with parchment, and see how the parchment comes out like this. It's a pain in your butt, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
I know.
That's all you got to do. So just do that. See, she knows.
We were baking cookies with the kids last week, and same thing, I pulled it out and then I
Yeah.
just went, my friend's like, that was perfectly good. Why are you throwing that out? I was like, no, no, no,
No.
see?
Yeah, listen to mama. There we go. Okay. And parchment is great because it won't burn and it really does, save your baking sheets. Okay, we got big ass, is that appropriate? We have big ass mushrooms.
Big ass mushrooms.
Big mushrooms. Okay. Every time I see two of something, I just want to do this.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
yeah,
it be cool if you had a mushroom broth?
for a little bit,
Okay.
until it's not anymore.
Never mind. Okay, so what we're gonna do, this is a very basic stuffed mushrooms, okay? Basically, yes, stuff them. But I wanted to show you specifically because that makes all the difference. When you guys are using your knife, by the way, always remember to use your steel. This is not the sharpener, this is the steel. But what it's gonna do is refresh your edge, take off all those little nicks and burrs that you might have. And that way you don't have to sharpen them as often. But just a little cooking hint, a little hint.
Now, if you ever were one of the people like me who got Cutco knives because you were selling them in college or somewhere in that phase of life, you should not do that. But now I know what to do with that thing, because I have finally upgraded past my earned Cutco knives from college.
Good
To
job.
real ones.
Good job. Look at you.
No offense, Cutco.
Being a grown up.
Yeah.
So we're just going to mince the stems. That kind of gives you some bulk. Because you don't want to fill them up with just cheese and love. You need to get some other stuff in there. So we're doing that. Now, what you might want to do, Missy, is put our things in this bowl. Okay.
Okay.
So we have ham, we have minced garlic, we have minced rosemary, and we have Parmesan. Oh, wait, and there's red pepper. Oh my goodness. There you go. Do that.
Okay. Just dump it all on in there.
Dump it all in.
All right.
Because we're going to mix it up and then we're going to stuff the little shrooms. I have to quit saying shrooms because it brings to mind, and
You know what? No matter how you say it, it's going to bring to mind psilocybin.
Yeah,
Because honestly, that movement is going
It's
so
huge.
fast.
It's huge.
So fast.
Dude,
Yeah,
Everyone is microdosing.
they are. And
I love it so much. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, well, no, I was just saying, all the plant medicine, right?
Yeah,
All the
yes.
plant medicine. The plants
Yes.
do different things
Yes.
and are important in different ways. And
Yeah.
I'm actually on the psilocybin task force here in Washington State.
There's a task force.
There is a task force. We had a bill that actually passed.
Yeah.
The governor didn't sign it. And when we went back and we're going to keep working on it, which is not a bad thing. Being on the
Okay.
work group, it wasn't quite there yet.
Okay.
If folks are familiar with what's going on, excuse me, in Oregon,
Yeah.
they kind of got close, but the expense is pretty tremendous. Most people can't afford to do it, because you have to go to a facility.
Right. The
And
$3
do the
grand.
thing, and it's like a couple $1,000s, and
That's
most people just
expensive.
can't do that.
Right. Now you're going to mix because you're a good helper.
Oh, you sure am.
Get that out.
Okay,
Of there. That's
yeah.
the good stuff, baby.
There we go.
So instead of like trying to get a bunch of money together to go have a therapy session, this is going to make it more accessible to people.
Hopefully, yeah. We talked about some accessibility programs through some government funding, and we're in a place where we're talking about the government possibly providing money for people to do psilocybin trip. Like, that's where we are in this world. We were talking earlier about global warming, global burning, really.
Yeah.
And how frustrating that is, and how, we can feel like there's catastrophe happening.
Yeah.
There's also some pretty cool things
good
happening.
stuff. Yeah.
And it's good to remember, I guess, the balance.
And thank you for saying that, really, Caitlin, because honestly, you look at your Google feed and you just want to jump off a building.
Right. Yeah.
And we'll have none
Nobody's
of that.
jumping.
No, there's none of that. But look what a good job she did. Good job. Thanks. But yeah, I think there's just as much good as bad, but the good is, you don't hear about it.
Right.
It's not out there because it's not exciting. I mean, it is, but it isn't like that.
Well, it doesn't sell advertising on news sites.
Also true.
Yeah.
We're going to use our hands now.
Okay.
And we're going to stuff the shroomies with the goodness. And if there's any of this left over, you guys, throw it in an omelet. Thank me later.
That's the best
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah. Because you
Yeah.
got ham, you got mushrooms, you got all this stuff right in there. Okay. Take
And a little
hand,
bit of extra happiness.
a little bit of extra happiness.
Yeah.
And just do like that. This
Okay.
is so hard. I'm exhausted already. See, and kind of stuff it in there.
All right.
Okay. Yes.
Well, and sort of along those lines, one of the things I want to talk about too, because I know this is near and dear to your heart, is home grow, right? Speaking of things that need to be legalized.
Yes.
Here in Washington, we are only one of 2 adult use states that doesn't have home grow.
Oh, no shit.
And we're the only one that considers it a Class C felony. Class C felony. You guys. It's one plant,
It's
if
so
you're not a
stupid.
patient, is a felony.
Yeah.
So other things that are felonies, by the way, things
Yeah.
like
Murder?
sexual misconduct with a minor,
Yeah.
3rd-degree rape,
Oh,
forgery,
and one pot plant.
one pot plant.
It's ridiculous.
So
Has anyone been prosecuted though? I mean, have they?
yeah,
No.
here in Washington state, people of color are 5 times more likely to be arrested for growing at home. And we're not talking about big illicit grows. We're talking about truly just a citizen
Like
growing a couple of plants
Out on my patio.
Yeah, like out on your patio. In addition to that, people of color in general are 8 times more likely to be convicted of a felony doing the exact same activities as their white counterparts. This is a civil rights issue. The Social and Equity Cannabis Task Force has recommended we legalize home grow.
Well, yeah.
And then on the patient side of things, and you know this, right? It's really hard to get your authorization these days because there are so few stores that are medically endorsed. There's fewer than 100 at this point. And so this is how patients get their medicine.
Yes.
Right. Is this process. And if you can't go through the process because you can't get a doctor to do it, you can't find the place to do your paperwork properly, you're going to grow illegally. And that's a felony. A felony.
It's just absurd.
Yeah. I make a tall boy there.
You're so messy.
I know.
You're so messy, girl. Well, and I honestly, I didn't know it was that bad. And, every year I do have to get my medical authorization, which, I do have chronic issues, but it's $200.
And there's
every year.
Yeah.
Every year.
Yeah.
I mean, because of a plant.
Because of a plant. So, and also here we just had this whole Blake decision fix. So this is about possession and consumption in public, right? And legislature had to go into special session even. And we were talking about the fact that it shouldn't even be a misdemeanor in some cases to have some pretty hard drugs, right? Some scary drugs. And still we're having a hard time getting this one, just a couple plants at home. So August 27th.
Okay.
Downtown Seattle.
Okay.
March for Home Grow.
Oh, yes. Oh,
we are marching from Cal Anderson to Westlake. And when we get to Westlake, our speaker lineup, Shangolos.
Oh, nice.
Right? It's
going
to be speaking Pete Holmes. Is going to be speaking Allison Holcomb. Some of these names are the people who, really led the charge for legal for adult use here in Washington State. Representative Shelley Kloba is going to be speaking.
Good.
Bailey Hirschberg with Normal is going to be there.
What are we going to wear?
Whatever we want. What are we gonna wear? What are we gonna have in our vape pens?
I know.
What are the but you can go to the cannabisalliance.us/march for home grow and get all of the details there. I'm excited to see the signs. What kind of signs are people like? It's gonna be and some bands provided by the Hemp Fest crew. They're putting some bands together.
Nice.
So we're not gonna have Hemp Fest this year. This is very much in the spirit of we have adult use, but we're still under prohibition.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we need to keep pushing that envelope. We need to call on the activist roots and really get this to where it needs to be. What did you just put on the top of that?
Panko breadcrumbs, a little crunch on top, because when you're cooking, not only do you want to try and hit all of your, flavor areas, you want crunch as well as soft, as well as gooey, as well as whatever you can get in there, but a little panko on top. $3.75 till they're done, which is about 10 minutes. Okay. So here we go in the oven. Oh, bye-bye. Ooh, you're going to have a good lunch today, sister. Yes, you are.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Okay. Now that can go right under there in the garbage.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so now what we're going to do, hang on, this is so hard. Now, let me show you some other stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Now we're going to do an infused ricotta. Okay, now this is one of those beautifully simple things that you can take with you or add it. Well, I'll show you. I'll show you.
Oh, I almost made a mistake there.
She almost made a big mistake. But you know, it would be fine if you did because you're cool. You're cool like that. Okay, now what we're going to do with this ricotta. First of all, you can use this a zillion different ways. The mushrooms that are in the oven right now, we could have put, instead of the olive oil, we could have put a little bit of this ricotta in there. It's gonna, if you need to replace like a fat, that's easy to do. If you need to replace something that's a liquid, also easy, but be aware that you know, what I'm trying to tell you, it might have a different consistency. Is what I'm saying, but should still be okay.
Yeah.
But now this is giving me angst. So there we are. Ricotta, by the way, comes in skim, you know, or full fat. Get the full fat.
Yeah.
You know, don't be wasting your time with skim milk bullshit.
No, and I always hang on to, I don't know if you remember a few years back, a couple of studies came out saying that actually it's better for you to do full fat.
Yes.
And I put that in the same category as whole plant.
Yes.
Right? Like these things that we tried to separate out, it's actually just moderation of the real deal. So now I use butter, I use full milk, I use full fat yogurt, full fat cheese.
Yeah. And it's better for you. Your body gets it.
Yeah, it knows what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you need fat. Fat carries flavor. I had a class recently, a couple of lovely gentlemen, but they were shocked that I left the skin on the chicken. And I'm like, dudes, come on. You got to have fat as flavor.
Young at that.
No, I got to show you something really cool, you guys. Rosemary. Okay. Now, with this ricotta, you can do it, well, you can do it any way you damn want. But my recipe, 2 different ways. This is going to be an Italian inspired one because I kind of want it to go under those mushrooms. And the mushrooms have garlic and rosemary. Ooh. So we have a little Italian apps is what we're doing here. Okay? Yeah. Little Italian stuff.
This is like an alfresco sort of setting.
Yeah.
Yes.
So pretend you're in Bon Appetit magazine and you're, you know, dining somewhere fabulous and you're enjoying infused mushrooms with infused ricotta. Oh my God. So this is obviously ricotta, okay? But it's a neutral and it's lovely. So if you have woody stemmed herbs, pull backwards down the stem and that way, smell.
I know.
Oh, it smells so good. But see, this way is super easy to do and you don't have to hassle with it. Okay, now what we're going to do in my bowl, I have, can you see, I have red pepper, salt, and there's some medicated butter, just a tablespoon, so just about 50 milligrams, right? And it's one of those things where you have pay attention. If you eat the whole thing all by yourself, you're going to get really high. But
and we know that Mary's version of really high is the rest of the world's outer space. So we're going to be careful.
Yeah, be careful.
We're going to be careful.
And thank you for saying that because I did, when I started using cannabis as medicine, I only did edibles because I didn't want to smoke. And now my tolerance for edibles is absurd. It's absurd. I don't even eat them anymore because I have to wear a big moo-moo, just eat 500 cookies. No.
Yeah.
So I think the message is watch your tolerance.
Yeah. And we always say, especially with edibles, start low and go slow.
Yeah.
You can always add more. It's much harder to take away.
Really
but also do remember, because I think this is a rite of passage, right? With cannabis edibles, is you're going to get too high. Yeah. It's going to happen.
Yep.
Even those of us that know what we're doing accidentally occasionally get a little too high.
Yeah.
Especially when you're cooking with Mary. And you get a little arrogant and think that you can do more than you can. Yeah. Don't worry, you can't get hurt this way. You can feel a little intense about it. Yeah. I think the best trick I know is some CBD. Won't get you unhigh. So this is not a way to then go hop in your car and go do stuff. Right. But it is a good way to maybe take the intensity down a notch. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Have you used CBD that way or no? I'm sorry. I don't know. Why am I asking, Mary?
No, this is a good question. It's a good question.
Yeah, but that's one of the tricks. And then like, go to bed, just go to sleep,
Yes,
go
yeah.
to sleep,
I like,
or clean your kitchen, whichever kind of too high.
yeah, if you're having a sativa day, vacuum the road. That's what I
Yeah.
do.
Your
Clean your
tomorrow
roof.
self will thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, make lunches for the next 2 weeks. But you're absolutely right, Caitlin. It can't hurt you. You're just gonna feel funny.
Yeah.
But that's the great thing about cannabis. I mean, if we were talking about opioids, y'all will be dead. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
No one has ever died from using cannabis.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
relax.
And actually, speaking of, I'm going to plug our next scheduled webinar Wednesday. We may have one in between, but right now on the 13th of September, we are speaking to a research group that has been looking at the impact of cannabis use on opioid use.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and what they have
Cool.
found, they have some proprietary data stuff where they could look at medical records and cross-reference dispensary purchases and opioid prescriptions. And they found that 30% of people in their cross-reference reduced the amount of opiates they were taking when they started purchasing cannabis.
Yeah.
And in a lot of cases, or some cases, I would have to be careful how I represent that, stop taking opiates altogether. Right?
Yes.
And we know this anecdotally because of the community that we move around. We know lots of people who
me.
Yeah. We know lots of people.
6 prescriptions and a cane and disability. And now I'm not of anything. And I'm really good. So
yeah.
But honestly, it's such beautiful medicine. And the issue that I have, though, and I don't know if you run into this, but I'm starting to be a little proselytizing about the whole thing. You know,
you become a true believer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine the other day was like, well, my doctor gave me Xanax. I'm like, don't take that shit. Because they used to give me 40 a month.
Wow.
Of Xanax, along with Vicodin, Tylenol 4, gabapentin, and Flexeril.
Yeah.
I don't know how I moved it all.
Yeah.
It's
a lot.
crazy.
It is
crazy.
Yeah. Now, I do need to say the disclaimer, all of these decisions should be made in conjunction with your physician. And research and all of the things, right?
Yeah. Research.
But we can say anecdotally, John Kingsbury, for example, will hold up 2 1-gallon baggies. He's kept his old bottles of the prescriptions that he used to have, of the big things.
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't do any of this anymore. That's so cool. Yeah. He also filled up, just for a visual, a mason jar of the pills that he would take in a month. Mason jar of the pills he would take in a month, and it was full. I don't take this anymore. Right? Yeah. It's tremendous. It's powerful. And research like this research that these gentlemen are putting out is coming out more and more and more to show that this really does have an impact. It's something that we're going to be working on hard this upcoming year to get this message out that while you hear people talk about cannabis as dangerous, causing psychosis, all of these things that we know are not true. Really what we would like to talk to, especially people in the prevention community, about is that actually cannabis is a really powerful drug to release us from this opioid epidemic that we're in. I heard a statistic that everybody knows somebody who has had a fentanyl death. That means 1 in 4, 1 in 3 people know somebody who has died from fentanyl overdose. Yeah, I do too. And if you, right, I know, I just got goosebumps. It's, and we have this thing that can help us get out of it.
Oh, Mary. It's true, though, you guys. It's true. And this kind of health, I mean, at 70, I'm more healthy than I've been since probably my 30s. You know,
it's tremendous.
It's really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Will you stir this?
I got us off track.
It's okay.
But like you said, you get a little passionate about it. Because it is so impactful.
Yes. And you know, one of the things too about this, I'm pimping my stuff. Okay. But one of the things about this cooking weed, you guys, is this whole conversation. Because not only do I want you to try and make your own medicine, fuck big pharma, okay? I'm sorry, can I say that? I just said it.
Say that.
But really, you guys, the pills that even my cat, I had to take him to the vet yesterday. He's been on cannabis tincture for years because of his cancer, and he's very healthy. But all of a sudden, because he has a tooth infection, I got $300 worth of prescriptions for the cat. And okay, yeah, he has an infection, but I'm immediately thinking there's got to be another way to do this. Anyway, I think the mushrooms are done. I'm so
Good.
excited.
I wasn't sure if I had touched another button on it. I've done that like 10 times.
You know, people do that. And especially, you know, some of my larger pals, because you can turn this on with your stomach,
Oh yeah,
your boobs. I mean,
all kinds of things. And I'm long-armed and waving them constantly and then just
you know, you're
Hitting
kind
buttons.
of like only cuter, but you know, outside the car dealership, the thing that's doing this, come into, yeah. Anyway, but you're way cuter than that.
Oh, well, thanks.
Oh, yes.
They
honey.
smell amazing. They
Oh.
smell amazing.
Who's your daddy? You know
Yeah,
what?
right?
I think we need to give let's give him a quick broil because I think the
Oh,
top is looking a
Make it
little.
crunchy.
Yeah.
I love this.
Let's do quick because again, you know, it is all about textures and how things work. Speaking of, when you guys are doing your cooking, I had a gal in class the other night who couldn't understand how you knew when things were done. Well, granted, you cook them, you know, like the recipe says, but at the same point, you got to taste stuff,
Mhm.
right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a little taste like this. Oh shit! Oh shit, girl! Oh shit! I'm sorry. Gosh, that's good.
Fuck yeah, it is.
A little bit of pot taste and a little aftertaste.
Oh my God, that is so good.
Isn't it good?
That is dangerously good. Oh my God, that's so good.
And you guys, easy, cheap.
Oh
But
my God, that is so good.
right?
You know what? The
Mhm.
rosemary and cannabis that's a really complimentary
Yes.
combo.
It's good.
It's so good.
I would, if I was using this alone, I might put a little more salt in this batch.
Mm,
But those mushrooms, they've got Parmesan, they've got ham, they're salty.
yeah.
So this could be like a neutral base, right?
Mhm.
But like if you're going to some big party and maybe they don't understand cannabis, you could bring your own, you know, ricotta spread for the burger or your own mayonnaise or ketchup
Ah.
or
Oh my
mustard.
God, that would be
pesto.
amazing on a hamburger.
Oh. So,
I love coming here, Mary.
oh,
Thank you.
I like when you come over too. Well, it is funny because, you know, I'm here in the house most of the time. I work out of the house, obviously. People come over here, that's cool. But I'm always talking about one thing, you know,
Right. Fair.
food, cannabis and food, but it's my life. And if you guys get a chance, seriously, I would love for you to try this out. And trust me, I'm not getting rich or anything like that. Maybe I will in the future.
Even if you were Mary, you would deserve it. Like this
Oh.
is tremendous. And like I said, love coming over here. And aside from this, you also do teach classes
Yeah.
here. So
Yes.
you can sign up for a class with Mary and come do this in person. And guaranteed bang for your buck.
And you know, the cool thing about that, thank you.
Yeah.
The cool thing about learning how to make your own edibles, in class, we don't get high. It's not about that. I want to show you how it's medicine, but you take everything home. So the other day, some people didn't show. So there were 2 people here. They took home a pound of candy, a dozen
Whoa.
cupcakes, and a pint of ketchup, all infused. So, so you save money.
Yeah. Yeah. No kidding. And, you know, I like to think I'm a pretty accomplished cook and baker, you know,
Yeah.
plenty of years with kids and the whole thing.
Yeah.
I learn something every single time.
Oh, do you?
I do.
Oh,
I do.
good. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so good.
Yeah, I love
Makes
it.
me feel good. Because
I do my whipped cream totally differently now. I always put a metal bowl in the fridge first.
that's my girl. Yes.
And it's better.
it's way
So
better.
much better.
That makes me feel so good. Because you guys know it's always nice to have someone try your recommended whatever and really like it. And now we're going to enjoy Ms. Caitlin having a little delicious mushroom. I think you want this one.
All right.
Now, hang on. Pretty, right? Oh, can you see? It's pretty. But whenever you guys are cooking anything, I want to see green on the plate. Okay, look, oh my God, it's so much better now.
Look at that.
Look at this. So now, my beautiful assistant, let me get you a fork, beautiful assistant.
Okay.
Okay. And let's see, this isn't gonna get you very high. Maybe it is. I don't know. Well, okay, let's figure it out. I estimate usually 50 milligrams per tablespoon. Okay. So there was 1 tablespoon of butter in here. Let's say you have a teaspoon of that. So if that was 50, that's probably about 5 milligrams. Okay.
Super.
And then the mushroom, what was that? 2 tablespoons? I think it was 2 tablespoons of oil.
That
100
sounds about right.
milligrams. This is going to be if you ate the whole thing, be about 10.
Okay.
Okay.
I can do a taster.
Yes. So let me get you an official. Got it right in hand.
Yeah, the trick is not going to be, the trick is going to be not wanting more and more bites.
Yeah, but
But this evening, when I'm
Mhm.
done with the day,
Hell yeah,
Oh.
girl. This could be dinner.
yes,
It's a little piece of bread, a couple of mushrooms.
yes,
Mama's so happy.
yes.
Okay, go in, baby. Go right on
Thank
in
you.
there.
Oh my gosh, the
Mm.
juice there
Get the
was,
juicy goodness.
yeah. Okay, I'm
Well,
gonna
cut it
be, yeah, circumspect. Because
Okay.
remember, go low or start
Yeah.
low, go, wow,
Yeah,
however.
start
that
low and
is.
get high. But was that it? Really, well, that's the best advice,
That is
you
the
guys.
best advice.
Because if you can maintain, I'm gonna say
This is my favorite thing we've made. By the way, every time I come here, I say, this is my favorite thing we've made, but this is my favorite thing we've made. It is so
I
good.
love that so
It
much.
is so good. Ooh, and the tang, the spice, I forgot we put peppers
Yeah,
in there.
there's
It's
peppers.
so good.
I love it so much.
All right, I'm gonna really try hard not to make a mess of the day today.
It's okay. It's yeah. So what I will
Oh
do,
my goodness. This is good.
what I'll do is I'll send the recipes to my girl.
Yeah.
Okay. And then maybe we could get them out to the Alliance, or I don't know how you want to do it.
So this is gonna be on YouTube.
Oh, right.
And then in the comments, we'll have a link to the recipes.
Oh, shit.
Right?
Oh,
Mary, that's delicious.
yum. Oh,
Now, so what you can do with this, we
Mhm.
can make this with this,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah. This, because it's an ounce, okay? And when we're measuring, calculating dosages, you go by grams, ounces, stuff like that. So 100 milligrams per gram is kind of a general. So if you have 28 grams, you got 2,800 milligrams of cannabis in that cute little thing of cooking weed.
Tremendous.
Right. So
Yeah.
again, back to grandma medicine.
Yeah.
Right. And this is why we really need the home grow, because I grow them on my patio,
Mhm.
I use it for medicine, and it's wonderful. The thing that freaks me out is calling this alternative medicine. It's such bullshit.
It's original medicine.
It's original
It's
medicine.
original medicine.
Come on.
Yeah.
The pills, which we've had for the last 120 years, that's alternative. I mean, and I'm not denigrating all of Western medicine. Obviously, we
Yeah.
do need antibiotics. We need COVID-19. We have things that we need, and I appreciate those. But those can be combined with original medicine. It's not either or.
Yeah, and that's what's great about this, right? The concept of holistic,
Yeah.
right? Is that
Yeah.
it has room for every tool to do its job.
Yes.
And there's some things that pharmaceuticals don't do well because our bodies sometimes need the whole plant, and the whole fat, the entire orange in order to
Yes.
like some things we need all of it together, and some things we need the molecules to be exactly targeted and do their job, and that's what pharmaceuticals do a really great job of.
Yeah.
And we can do all these things in conjunction together,
Yeah.
right?
Yay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I hope this made sense, you guys. I just want you to know that it's not hard to infuse your food. And if you are going to the dispensary regularly, thank you, that's good. But you know how expensive edibles are. And at a dispensary, you're going to get gummies or candy or maybe some sorbet. But if you do it at home, I mean, I'm talking about if you want, everything can have cannabis in it. Everything, if you want.
I like your vision of the world, Mary.
Yeah.
Everything has cannabis.
Everything. Think of it though. Can you see if Ron DeSantis, if he got totally baked, It might really help. It could help.
It could really help.
It could help.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you
Oh.
know what? And I think it fell off accidentally. I had my cannabis trans flag pin
Oh,
on, you said Ron DeSantis, and just like what a kinder world
Yeah.
this would be.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Well, we're not going to talk about that.
Yes,
Mhm.
at any rate, Mary, thank you so much. I'm so excited for dinner tonight. And you can check out all of our YouTube videos. This is, I think, we're almost at a year, 4th or 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be
so.
back next quarter and we'll talk about what we're going to do then. But you can check out the previous ones, especially if you go back to our first one. We talk very specifically about decarbing in the early processes. And so you can go back and check that out if some of the things we talked about felt a little more advanced than you're used to. Otherwise, you don't have to. You can just go get one of these things and you don't need to know much actually in order to accomplish it. Here at the Cannabis Alliance, we're dedicated to the advancement of a vital, ethical, equitable, and sustainable cannabis industry. Mary, thank you. And we'll see you all on the 27th, Cal Anderson Park.
Yes.
Marching for home grow. Yeah. All right.
Bye, you guys.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.